I'm on the never-ending quest of finding me lots of compost enough to fill my entire garden. So in this video, I'm going to see if I can put my chickens to do a lot of the work for me. Let's go. What's going on, my plant peoples? I'm the ADHD gardener, where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy. And let's put these chickens to work. I need them to make me some compost. If there's one thing all organic farms and gardens need, is compost. We need never-ending amount of compost for our garden because we are growing everything as naturally as possible, as least chemicals as possible, and basically the way nature and God intended it to be. So that involves a lot of compost. The only problem is how much and how can you get a bunch of compost when you can't really go buy it and you only have a little small backyard? That's where you use your chickens to your advantage. Being that I have chickens, I know that their manure can be put into the compost pile. I said, great, I need a compost pile. I have a compost pile, but it's not nearly as big as I would like it to be for the amount of space that I have. Like, look at this. I mean, I have a lot of space and ground to cover with compost, and I just don't have that amount of compost handy. And I certainly don't have the money to go buy me a boatload of compost. So what's a gal to do when she has tons of chickens and, you know, maybe a little extra space in her backyard? I did a video maybe about like 2 years ago on how I built this cattle panel greenhouse. I'll drop that link down to the video below. But it has gone through some changes and modifications. Frankly, I just stopped caring about it. Yeah. But I said, damn, I need compost. Where can I make a lot of compost that doesn't involve a lot of manual labor? And that's where it comes into play, because sometimes Jose is not keen on turning compost. See, what happened is that I have a lovely, wonderful boyfriend named Jose. It's just that to get him to turn the compost, the amount of times that it would be required to get some healthy compost, it's not the best. Can I get a witness? How many of you, let me know down in the comments below, struggle with finding some help, you know, for your garden? Sometimes it's really hard to just find someone with the same amount of enthusiasm for gardening like you. So what's a gal to do when she's trying to figure out how to make some compost, especially when it's not really a lot of hands-on duty and light enough where you can get your significant other to try to convince him to, you know, to do a little maintenance on it? Isn't it cool? They're kind of like scrounging around. That's exactly what I wanted for this, because there's this dude, his name or his channel on YouTube is called Edible Acres. I love that channel. Well, in his channel, he did a few series, like mini-series, on using a carport that he had. I believe it's a carport, correct me if I'm wrong. And he had it and he started filling it with, well, not filling it, but starting a compost pile. And that's exactly what I thought to myself, why not turn this into a compost pile? And that's basically what I'm gonna be doing right now. I actually took the plastic off. Now, the reason why I took the plastic off is because right here, as you see, is a lot of sun. And what's going to happen when you have a lot of sun just beaming, especially on a greenhouse, even with ventilation, it gets stupid hot. So what happened is I was thinking that it was going to be too hot for the chickens to be inside of that compost. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think that chickens could be, you know, just chilling all right in there with, you know, some greenhouse plastic on top? Or should I leave it open? One of the reasons why I left, you know, I took the plastic off was because when I started this compost pile, it needed a lot of water. And frankly, I was not beat to just kind of like waste my own water on the own town to just make this happen. So rainwater. I took the plastic off and let rain do its thing. And that's how, you know, the compost pile started. Their coop is right here. I converted my shed into a coop. That plastic I put on there was just to protect any, you know, any poop from falling on the ground. Maybe there's some transient birds. I'm trying to just avoid the bird flu. So that's working out pretty good. But also, they have access to getting outside. They also have access to getting outside from here. I have a little hole in the fence that I have access to cover up. So once they, you know, if they wanted to, they can come out of here. Here's the other view. See, there's a hole in that fence that goes from their shed or their coop. And they're going to go walking right over here. That's Wren. They're going to come in here. Then they have open access. They can go left if they want to. See, there goes that chicken. And they all follow me because they think I have snacks. That's going to be my bioreactor, but that's for a separate video. I have this fence here so they prevents them from getting into my garden. The only thing is that they still get in. And there's the access to the greenhouse. Sorry guys, I don't have anything for you. This is Freddy, guys. That is Freddy. That is the numero uno head honcho right there. Ain't he pretty? Or handsome, rather? Okay, my bad. Never mind. Being that I fenced in my garden, I have like a walkway around the entire, the backyard. So my chickens just free walk wherever they want to. Soon enough, when that is opened up and I have a little access to inside of the garden, well, the greenhouse, I should say, then the chickens can just freely walk in, scratch, 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 making me some compost. Right, Chip? Okay. I have a water line that extends right into the greenhouse because I just did it just in case, I wanted to do something with, inside of this greenhouse that involved water. Luckily, I have this hose in there because I was eventually going to be adding a sprinkler or something. Like I'm going to tap into that water line, to offer me some sprinkling water action, so it can help the composting along. I needed to put up a fence so I can separate the compost area from the rest of my garden. But we already know that those chickens do whatever the heck they want because I still find them in my garden. Dad was saying, why don't I just put up a larger fence and just let the chickens roam free everywhere even before they get into the greenhouse? So I was like, okay. We decided on just stretching out the fence so they have more areas to walk in. They can get in through here, but they can also just kind of maneuver and chill over here too. I have a few turkeys and chickens that are not fully grown yet, so they have been fitting right through my cattle panel. So that's why I had to put this like extra green plastic fencing over here on the bottom so they don't get mingled in with my, my corn or any other of my garden. This is just random space. Technically they could be pecking at it, but that's too close to my corn. So I can't have none of that. Another thing that I did was take off the plastic. As you can see here, I normally keep a plastic on over winters, because that's where I put my mums and any of my other gardening tools that I need. Not this year. I took it off because I wanted the rainfall to hit on that, wannabe compost. So without the rain, it would just take a lot of effort to just come back here and hose it down every morning or every day. So I just opened it up. Technically, it's still here, so I can just put it right back on for the fall time, so that's not a problem. But right now, I'm just waiting for these chickens to go inside of here and do your thing. I know, you guys ain't feeling it. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't go through my garden? I don't think so, boo.
Oh, that's nasty.
It's gonna be nasty in there.
Nasty.
It's like all old watermelon rinds and nastiness.
Oh.
It's really gross.
Oh, come on.
Yep. Yeah.
Why do you do that?
Well, it didn't look like that when I first put it in.
I'm talking about the double.
Normally, I'm always throwing fresh greens in that compost. Whatever plants I'm pulling out of the garden, I'm pulling weeds, everything goes in there. That bag just happened to be left behind. Oops.
Bag.
Because the bag ripped, and I just so happened to have an extra bag in there. Yeah, he definitely was not happy about turning some smelly-ass food scraps that went bad because he kept forgetting to put it in the compost pile, which is why I need these chickens to do their job. What I used to start off the whole compost was a bunch of brown leaves that I had still from the fall time. Every fall, I'm always collecting a bunch of leaves, and I always keep extra bags just in case I need them for my compost pile, and that's exactly what I started with. I also had a lot of food scraps because I work with a local cafe that saves all of their food scraps for me, so I get to use it in my garden. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, I brought some gloves. Yeah, but it needs to get mixed in. It's gross. All the chirping you hear are from those 2 baby turkeys, and those are my Jersey Giants. But the baby turkeys are the ones that are really, really vocal.
Try it.
Yeah, how about you don't try it? Yeah, it stinks.
See, look, mire.
Oh, hey, come on, go. What's going on, Ren? What's going on, homeboy? Homegirl? There we go. What about you? You ain't got a name. Anybody? Y'all look happy. Y'all look like you're chilling. Oh, Freddy. You made an appearance. Can you crow on demand? Come on, Freddy. 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 Come on, crow, Holmes. Nothing? Aw, come on. Can I get a crow? Maybe a little one? Can I get one? Give me a crow. Give me a crow. Come on. You suck. You suck. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you got some good information out of it. If you got chickens, let's put their butts to work. If you did enjoy this video and you want to show me some love, then don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, then consider subscribing. I drop a video twice a week. Also, you can catch me on Facebook and Instagram. I have a PayPal me if you consider wanting to donate to this channel. And also stay tuned in the upcoming times. I will be live streaming at least twice a month. Until the next episode, you guys, where you and me both are going to be growing our happiness one plant at a time, one day at a time. I'll check y'all later in the next episode. Peace and love.